but I heard it.
Oh, sure. Well,
and I went,
that
whoa.
makes sense.
You're like, that sounds familiar.
I've heard that name.
Well, and it's such a unique name. I mean,
yeah. Anyway, I was just curious, but I kept hearing that name, on the PA.
If you're listening, Robustelli, call in.
You're like, who is that?
Do I know him?
Josh King actually brought the field. Now, he led the field to the green flag. Robustelli got by Mason Lumen for second on lap 2. And Josh King, I'm telling you, man.
When he checked out.
When I first saw these cars this year, I saw what Camden Robustelli did the first 2-3 races. I thought, you know what? This is going to be your guy. Since then, we've seen Brock Peters step up. We've seen Mason Lumen. We've seen Steve Walker, Chad Cardoza. All these guys are so fast. Josh King has been the guy coming on. He has been the guy coming on. He actually, this is his second win. Am I right when I say that? Help me out here. I'm pretty sure this is his second win of the season. I'm going to have to double check on that. But Brock Peters was up front leading the way. And it looked like he was going to be fast enough to hold these guys off. When he broke, I just thought that was the second leader I think we saw break that night at that point. And I just thought,
what's happening?
You don't want to be the guy up front right now. But I wasn't sure on this one who it was going to be because there were so many guys in the mix. Cody Peters was there. He was up front battling Brock Peters. You had Josh King up front. You had Robustelli in there for a while. You had Chad Cardoza.
Cardoza worked his way up for a moment.
Yeah, he did. Steve Walker in the 13. I mean, all these guys were just in this huge pack of cars, and these guys, like you said, Ed, they don't give an inch. They don't. They can't. You lift a little, and you're going to lose a lot with these guys because they're so fast.
But there was a lot of give and take up front, all through the whole race.
That's the thing that there really was. I mean, these guys are racing that close. One little mistake in these cars is huge, right? I mean, it is.
They're almost as bad as sprint
cars. Well, I know, that's exactly what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
I mean, your open wheel cars.
Yep.
It doesn't take much.
Short wheelbase and
the big bumpers out there on the side,
Right. There was a great 3-car battle for the lead. That was with Robustelli. As he passed outside of turn 4, fairly late, mid-stage, late in the race, and he got to I want to say it was for second, wasn't it? I think it was for second, if I remember right. Then Brock Peters got to the lead. King got around Robustelli. Mechanical issues developed. Took Peters' car out after the caution wave for Ashley Strain that happened down in turn 4. She spun, and then all of a sudden Peters' car, when the caution came out, Peters drove off. Never did really find out what happened. It just he was wide open, and then it was pulling off. Unfortunate for him because I think it would have been fantastic to watch those 3 cars shoot it out the rest of the way.
And that put King in the lead, so.
Right, and then
he checked out.
And remember Peters pulled off.
Yep.
He pulled off and then came back, and that's when Josh King was up front leading. Cardoza got to second, and when he passed Robustelli, and that was coming out of turn 4. That was late. I mean, they were battling for position all the way. I mean, Robustelli and Cardoza, the 25 and the 70, 71, purple and green. Those guys, I don't know how these guys do it in these cars, these little tiny cars that are going that fast, that close. I mean,
I want to drive one.
I do too. I want to see what it feels like. I bet it gets kind of like claustrophobic in it, but it can't be any worse than a sprint car because in a sprint car you're in there.
Yeah.
There's no room.
I think they'd be better than driving a sprint car.
I think they would be.
You're lower to the ground.
You're going to
like
feel that
racing
speed.
a go-kart because your butt is right on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'd feel more comfortable rolling in one of those because there's not a lot of mass there.
Yeah.
So
well,
Robustelli was second. Cardoza finished third. Cody Peters, who was right there in the mix, he was fourth. Smith Ryan Smith was 5th, Steve Walker, Fred Hay, Ashley Strain, Mason Lumen slipped back, and then Michael Johnson, the 777.
You know how you know when you're going to have a really good night in a division? It's when you run 4 heat races, an A and a B, and then you run a main. That's a lot of cars. You know you're going to have some excitement when you get
Oh yeah.
when you get that many
And
going.
it moved fast.
I know it.
That was a quick night.
It was.
Oh, man. It was great.
For
It was
that
great.
night.
Here's the thing why I say it's great, because we got a 3.5 hour drive home. The sooner we get out of there, honestly, it's just better for us because we, get to sleep.
Well, we had, 92 cars total?
I think we ended up with, it was 89.
89.
89 cars.
I thought I kept
I-
hearing 91,
I
92
kept hearing
being,
90 or 91 as well,
being- I
think our
for whatever
final
reason.
I think final count we had 93. I'm sorry.
What?
I
No, it's
can't.
104.
That was a couple weeks ago. It was 89.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
89. It was 89.
I was going, where did he get 83? Or 93?
93.
Where did he go with 93?
We had 89 cars.
That's the number he wants to run on.
So
his car.
Nina
Yeah.
from Moxie Love hits us up here in the chat line, and she says it's an amazing experience being down there with all those cars in the main, feeling all those engines shaking, my bones flying by me. She's a brave soul. She gets
Yeah.
pretty
Like me
Close
last
to the
year.
action.
yeah.
I was there last year.
He was. Ed nearly got run over
I
twice
know.
in one night by the
I
same
know,
guy.
due to a medical condition.
Yeah. So the dwarf cars are actually coming back
Next weekend.
next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, the 3rd.
That's Saturday. Yeah, we have them with the wingless sprint cars, and we're going to talk about that too.
That's
I
just the
want to
third.
go. I want to go back to late models because we had 5 divisions. Talked about 3. We're going to go into the late models. Trent Elliott came into Southern Oregon Speedway with the points lead. Darren Koffel had won the race before. Trent had won, the week before Koffel. But the fact that Koffel had missed a race during the season still gave Trent a pretty decent advantage in points. Nothing that can't be overcome. We know how the sport goes. Anything breaks, you miss a race, you don't finish, whatever. Trent Elliott had all the determination in the world to leave as the points leader, and I will tell you this, conversation in Victory Lane, and I think they won't get mad at me saying this, but someone they associate with back east had the night off, and there were some phone calls made. This is where we're at. This is the track. This is the size. This is the surface. This is what's going on. Asking for a little bit of advice. Here's what you do. I won't say what they did, but they made a couple changes.
And it worked.
It worked perfectly.
It did.
They could not have nailed the setup any better than what they had. Okay? Now here, let me ask you a question, guys. I want you to answer this honestly. We've seen Koffel. We know how fast Darren Koffel is. Okay? We've seen Bobby Hogue.
Mm-hmm.
We know how fast Bobby is. Both those guys have won. Trent Elliott's won. Preston Luckman's won. Elliott's the only repeat winner. He's got 2 wins now. We've got some fast local guys, and there was a race in this one that was incredible. I spent more time talking about that than I did the lead because Trent Elliott got so far away from everybody that it was clear that this deal was over. Koffel was running second, and he was so far ahead of third and fourth, we knew who the top 2 cars were going to be. Behind those guys,
Everson, Augustine,
Augustine, and that 6 car of Bob Dees.
Dees. Yes.
Did you see the race going on with those guys?
Uh-huh.
I mean, talk about some guys that now you take the 4E off the track, take the 46 off the track, okay, and put that as the battle for the lead. Those 3 dudes went at it
Yep.
these guys are friends, okay, but you would never know it. Well, and I'm not saying that they were banging doors.
No.
But there was nobody given a half an inch.
No,
there
not
was.
at
You
all.
were not gonna. If you passed one of these guys, you were earning that spot. And I spent more time talking about that particular race because it was truly the best race during this feature.
Well, if the first 2 cars wasn't even there, that was the race.
Oh, it was.
It was the
absolutely
race, yeah.
was. It
Yeah.
was. And
Yeah.
even with those 2 cars out there, this was the race. this is what the fans were watching. They were watching the 24 and the 6 and the 40. I mean, it was these guys were going at it like it was the World 100, and it was, I mean, as far as late model racing goes, that's all you can ask for. That is all you can ask for as far as that type of stock car. I mean, these guys are 3 wide multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times they swap positions.
Oh yeah, and the lines that are running too.
Oh man,
trying to find that spot that they could get through.
everybody was trying to find it, and one guy might be on the high side one lap, and he'll be on the bottom the next, and I mean it was.
Well, Elliott had his groove. He didn't change much out of that one.
He didn't
out
have
of that
to.
one lane the whole
He was
night.
just there, yeah.
Yeah, and Koffel was right behind him doing the same thing.
Same thing.
They had a lot of racetrack to work with, but you watch Elliott's car down the straightaway, turn in. Just as soon as he turned in, the car was back up on the bars. I mean, it was down for a second, right back up. He was on the bars way before the apex. The track had hooked up by that point. It had taken a little bit of rubber. It got fast. These guys behind Koffel and Elliott put on a show. And they were all doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were all on the throttle way before the apex, before that car was, where a lot of times you want to get down there to the apex and get that car to rotate and get on the throttle.
Then it takes off.
Yeah.
But they was taking off before the apex.
Oh, man, car lengths before. Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, I get pumped up about this division. You guys know when it comes to late models.
That's where the ponies are.
Well, it's not that. It's just the style of racing. Okay, sprint cars, I mean, as badass fast as sprint cars are, you're not going to find anything much faster on dirt tracks than sprint cars. You're just not going to. I don't care where you go. They're the fastest things going. You got 950 horse pushing 1,300 pounds with a driver in it. And they're hooking it up with that big wing on top. But they race different.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. With late models, you don't see sprint cars go 3 wide for 6, 7, 8 laps. You don't see them putting a bumper on each other, and you hope for the slide job. With late models, it's
the problem with a slide job in the sprint cars, you can take you and the guy out with you.
Right.
Where late models, you just bang a little bit and bounce off.
For the most part.
Yeah, sometimes.
But the way they race, just because you get that 3 wide for several laps, or you get that door-to-door action where you can lean on the other guy a little bit, and to me, that's dirt track racing. That's exciting. I mean, I love seeing that with Hornets and modifieds, whatever division. It's just they don't have the speed the sprint cars have, which is just wicked.
They put on just as fabulous of a show, though.
They do. But my passion since I've been a young kid has been the late model
models.
car, because the doors and fenders and the way they race. That's what gets me excited about it. And these guys, the 24, the 6, the 40, that was a prime example of fantastic dirt track racing.
I just like the sound. They sound different. The
They
sprint
do.
cars has got their sound.
Yeah.
Of course the dwarfs got their whiny sound, but making horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
But then the late models just got their own thunder. That's what I call it.
Yeah,
They got
truly.
their own thunder.
Yeah.
Thunder, it almost sounds like monster trucks.
Well, it's just you got them open rear ends and all that sound
Yep.
coming out the back. Yeah. Elliott, he just checked out quick, fast, and in a hurry. Bad luck of the night award went to Mark Waggy.
Yeah.
He came out and we saw smoke for about 2 laps out of the back of the car, and
That was a
then
bummer.
it was ignition time. I mean, there was so much smoke out of the back of that car when that motor let go. Remember when the Space Shuttle launches?
Yeah.
You remember when they launched that and all that smoke would come out and roll? I mean, that's seriously what it reminded me of. It was all that white smoke that just billowed and rolled out of the back of that car, and it was a heartbreaker for Mark.
Oil smoke.
Tough luck, because the race that he was out there before, he lost the rear end.
Right. And he
Yep.
was leading on the last
Yes.
lap
Yep.
in the heat
Yes.
race, and the car was fast. The guy just, hey, this is that rookie deal. I mean, he's not a rookie. He's a veteran. He's a 7-time modified champion. But you step into late models, and all of a sudden you got that rookie status. Is that what's going on here? I mean, what's the deal?
Sometimes you can't
I
win.
don't know.
Sometimes you can't win for losing.
It's a batch of bad luck.
And
You know,
that's-
because I know he can drive that car.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, we watched him run third. We watched
Yes.
him run third earlier, like his first night in the car. He ran
Yes.
third and put on a great show, and he battled Elliott and Koffel and Preston Luckman. And it was just a heartbreaker to see it happen to Mark, because, like you said, it's just been one thing after another, and his program is good.
I think Uncle Murphy has got a ride on his car for some reason.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but he had sponsors in this